And the Belpre Police Department is reminding you how important it is to lock your car and take steps to prevent break-ins. Our Cassidy Fury talked with Belpre's Chief of Police that you just saw there to talk about tips to keep your car safe and your property safe.
It's a crime of opportunity that can happen in the blink of an eye. Over the last month, Belpre police have been tracking a wave of vehicle break-ins targeting local neighborhoods late at night that eventually led to an arrest Wednesday morning. Belpre Chief of Police Michael Stump says these thieves are looking for the easiest possible targets.
Number one is leaving vehicles unlocked. If you lock your vehicle, I don't believe any of these break-ins occurred on locked vehicles. If your door's locked, there's a great chance that your vehicle's not going to get broke into.
But it's not just unlocked doors. Chief Stump says leaving valuable items in plain sight, especially firearms, can have incredibly dangerous consequences if they fall into the wrong hands.
Do not leave your guns in a car unsecured, and I don't care if you have the lock boxes that strap to the seats and things like that. Never leave firearms in a vehicle. When you leave your firearm unsecured in a vehicle, that thief now is an armed thief, and then when we as law enforcement confront them, or a citizen interrupts them while they're breaking into their car, now that person potentially has a firearm.
To protect yourselves, Belpre PD says make sure you park in a well-lit area, utilize security cameras, and make sure that the outside of your home is well-lit.
Number one, lock your vehicle. Number two, park in a well-lit area where you can see the vehicle. Number three, do not leave any open packages or anything like that that would be a target for somebody to steal.
If your vehicle is broken into, officers urge you to call 911 immediately instead of waiting, which gives investigators the best chance to gather fingerprints and recover your property. Never confront someone actively breaking into your car. Instead, call 911. Reporting from Belpre, I'm Cassidy Fury with WTAP News.